Um, so I'm just happy to have it. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Do you want long hair, long beard, shaman, or do you like the high and tight, short? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. All right, we are going to bring on our guest, Freedom Altus, going live with the Whiskey Shaman. I just said it. I just said it. Where are you at? Are you there? You are.
There I am. What's up, brother?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Everybody in the chat, what's up? Happy
Everybody,
Mother's Day to all the mamas.
absolutely.
Mamas and mamacitas.
Baby mamas.
Baby mamas.
Yeah,
All
I
that
don't care
stuff.
who you are.
All of it.
And the dads who are acting like moms, right? I mean, it's like if you
Yeah.
ain't, yeah, it's one of those things. You gotta, and that's the other thing, like that I was ranting about earlier, is like, take care of your own. Just kind of like, if you ain't got a mama, find somebody who's close and love on them because we all need love. That's the thing. We all just need some love. So,
Absolutely.
all right, I'm about ready to uh, break into this American single malt. What about
Oh
you?
well, I'm just in time, almost like it was planned out that way.
So guys, Jeremy and I were talking about this earlier, and we neither one of us have cracked this bottle open yet. So this is going to be a live. I mean, we've got a new Glen for it because I don't want that Ladybird to influence this at all. We are going to dip into the Clearmont Steep American Single Malt. He's got it too. Look. Now this is what a Jim Beam product.
It
Yep.
is.
Beam Suntory, which is now called just Suntory, right? That's kind of strange.
Suntory Global, I think. Something like that.
Suntory Global, yeah, they took the beam out of it. Like, I understand because Suntory is a much larger brand, but Beam is a well-known brand. Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it's not like they're not known. I mean, you say whiskey to about 100 people,
Yeah,
I bet you at least 60 of them will say Jim Beam.
yeah, absolutely. I can't get my damn plastic off. Okay, okay,
Yeah, I
I
had a
got it.
hard time.
I got it.
Oh,
It took me a second. Let's see. Oh, that was a good pop.
it was.
Okay, smells grassy already. Now this is 47%. Not bad. This is
Oh, yeah,
multi-bar.
better than I figured it was going to be on the floor.
Me too. Me too. Column stilled, crafted by Freddie No, which means he looked at it once. So this is Kentucky American Single Malt. Let's just call it that. So this is a bourbon maker's vision of what an American single malt should taste like. So I'm guessing by the color, it's in New American White Oak.
Yep, 60
Uh,
months. So 5 years, new oak.
5 years. Okay. Warm toasted grain, hints of caramel. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, here's the deal. I'm coming into it. I've heard bad reviews on it, but I'm not letting those get in the way of it. Um, but yeah, it does smell very grainy up front, which some people would say that's the malt funk or that's the craftiness. But these guys are not craft. These guys know what they're doing. So
Uh, I said when I bought this bottle, jokingly, obviously, I said if I crack this thing open and it smells or tastes like peanuts, I'm driving down there and I'm going to throw it at them.
I don't think it smells like peanuts personally.
I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not getting that at all. Actually, in first impression, I'm way more surprised that
Yeah, I am too.
I actually expected this to be very bad.
Me too. Me too. So
For my
hopefully,
for my preference.
absolutely.
Caveat
Now I
that.
am expecting it to be a little weak and a little light, um, because they use malt as an adjunct grain just to convert. They don't care
Yeah.
about the malt so much. So they actually had to think about the malt and do the whole thing with that. So this to me is going to be a little. I don't know. It's going to be a little different. I'm excited actually because I was ready. I was ready to give it shit.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, and I mean, really, in all honesty, so far, it's the the best nose of the big distillers that make bourbon trying to make
Yep.
American single malt that I've had.
So Psych Man is having a dram of an Infinity Barrel sample that he got from somebody. I only know of one person. There's only 3 people. Well, there's more than that, but there's only 3 people that I know of that have Infinity Barrels. So one of them is, oh, it's right there. So it could be mine. Who knows? Like I said, the Patreon gets special perks. Just saying. Wow, that's really interesting. It got a little bitey when I swirled it. It got a little bitey on the nose. Have you tasted it yet?
So yeah, Travis. No, I haven't tasted it yet. Travis, they unfortunately probably were not the first American single malt. McCarthy's does take that because the guys from St. George actually helped Steve McCarthy get his up and running. And when they found out what he was making, they started too. McCarthy's did come out to market first. And, you know, I don't know if it was a guy that works at St. George or just a guy that likes St. George. I don't know exactly what you mean there, but St. George is definitely the first craft distiller in the country. It was well over 40 years ago now.
That is so crazy. Um, to think about.
In the modern age.
Right, in the modern age. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to get into this because the legs on it
sure.
are actually pretty good. I know legs don't really mean anything, just oil content, but they're actually pretty good.
So I'm starting to pick up some wood notes here, and I'm not talking about barrel. I'm talking like cedar pencil.
Okay. I was going to say like cedar staves, like a wood fence.
Yep.
And like that red cedar mulch that you put in your flower beds, a little bit like that.
Yeah, obviously, Travis, he doesn't. He's misinformed and doesn't care to either A, educate himself, or B, listen to anybody that might have something to say that is meaningful.
Right.
So,
right.
At that point in time, I say okay, and I walk away.
Yeah, absolutely. And Spicy said she's glad. They're glad there. I don't want to assume gender, obviously. They're glad that we're reviewing this one. See if it's worth the money. I had a taste, but I just kind of drank it and let it go down. But it's leaving me with almost like a Raisin Bran or something on the nose.
Yes, it's definitely some kind of flaky cereal, cornflakes, Raisin Bran, Frosted Flakes, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely got that branny funk to it with some sweetness behind it. Not much.
Not much. It's not shredded wheat.
Good man, Travis. Bloody a single malt, like you've never tried any single malt?
Yeah. Okay, we need to talk about this real fast. Hold on. You have never had a single malt, or you're like that single malt? Like you need to come on here and be like, hey, I'm a she. You're good. Okay. Hey, just making sure. I don't want to assume anybody's anything because it's not.
Bloody, we might have to rectify that situation.
Absolutely. I think you came to the right spot. So while I'm saying that, I have this. This says Claremont, and it's empty. So I'm gonna fill this up. Oh, he was bashing. Okay, we need to talk about this too. Damn.
Oh well, yeah. We have a word for those guys.
Mm-hmm. All right, don't fill it as full as you did.
Oh, okay. So bloody corrected. Just the one that we're trying.
Okay. Well, I am fixing to do a giveaway for this one as well. So,
I mean, I'm not overly disappointed.
I'm not.
But I did have really low expectations going in.
I did too. I do too. And all of the reviews I've heard are from bourbon people,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like it's bourbon night. They reviewed it and they were like, "Oh, it's not great at all." But okay, they're getting into Scotch and American single malt, which is great. But like they're bourbon people, So like they're gonna want that sweeter corn, all that stuff up front, or a nice rye balance. This is just barley, so it's like it's a different profile at all. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm not going to say I enjoy it. Would I sit down and, I mean, I will sit down and just like pick this apart for like an hour, while watching a movie or something, but like, I'm not going to go to it. I'm not going to seek it out for sure.
No, this is definitely one to, oh, you've never had this one? Well, here, try this one.
Mm-hmm. For a Kentucky single malt, I'm pleasantly surprised. So,
yeah.
I am going to go to here.
Yeah, for sure, Travis. Definitely column still. There is no
Yeah,
doubt about that. In the
yeah.
mouthfeel,
It's not oily or anything.
no.
Nope, not that.
And I'm not, whatever, column still fine. All the stills out there, operational stills out there right now, are very, very, very capable of making really good stuff. It's all in the hands of who's running things.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we're going to do this. Are you guys ready? We are going to do a 2-ounce pour. Why am I not on screen? You asshole. Like, put me. There we go. There. We're going to do a 2-ounce pour of the Claremont. I got to go over there, though, and I got to start collecting. It's hashtag Claremont. Did I spell that right? Okay, I did. I just had to make sure. I was spelling it right.
Is that
absolutely?
Is this giveaway tool right in the StreamYard?
It is. It is. You go to giveaway tool, StreamYard/giveaway tool, and But the bad thing is that it only does it on YouTube.
YouTube comments, yeah, because the comments from Instagram
Right.
don't come in. Yeah.
Right, and I'm not getting any comments over there as of right now. So, yeah, Beam does distill at a higher proof. So, good job, guys. Let's get in there.
I would be actually pretty interested in their like spec sheet on this, what they distilled it to, what it went into the barrel at,
right.
So on and so forth.
I would too. I'm glad they put it at 47.
Yeah,
it kind of makes it makes it really like it's cool. It's cool that they didn't drop it to the floor. They're trying to imitate a single malt or a Scotch or something like that. So we're going to have some fun tonight. It looks like, because my buddy here's Marshall. What's up, brother?
What's up, fellas?
So we are. I don't know if you were watching backstage, but we're drinking the Claremont Steep American Single Malt from Jim Beam.
No, I have not. Is that a relatively new one?
It's been out for a while now. Yeah, it was last year, I think.
Yeah, a little while.
No,
it had a pretty good layer of dust on it in my cabinet, so I mean, I've been.
Yeah, it did in mine. I bought it as soon as I saw it, and then it sat there, and I thought this is a good time to break it out because we're talking about single malt. So let's go.
Let's go.
American single malt at that.
Cool.
Wow.
Well, I'll pour an American single malt with you, but it's not going to be that one.
It's okay. I went ahead and finished it for you. If you want a sample of it, I can shoot one over to you. You don't have to put the hashtag in.
Oh man, I wish.
Yeah, that varies, Travis.
It does.
I know some that only distill up to 120, 115.
Mm-hmm.
I know some that distill basically to 190, but they don't. They take micro cuts all the way through the distillation process instead of cutting a heads and a hearts and a tails. They take little bits out of the whole run.
Yeah.
Where did chat go? I clicked a button. Now all of a sudden, chat's gone.
Oh no!
Oh, there it is.
Dude,
There it goes. Nope, it was my mistake. My mistake. My bad.
it's all good. It's all good.
Oh man, I
So
wish
what's
you could
up,
have seen
Mark?
that that madhouse that was Andalusia yesterday, dude. Oh my god,
Dude,
dude,
I
it
didn't
was.
even know about that. How come nobody tells me about shit?
I
What?
was almost certain. I was almost certain that I saw you share it somewhere. But
I
like,
mean, I
dude,
share everything they do. So
it was nuts, dude.
Oh, I didn't know there was something special going on.
It was the guy that runs the little I guess little restaurant, little blue building restaurant that's next to the main building. He was putting on an event for the support of like the farmers and ranchers up in North Texas that got just obliterated earlier in the year from all those fires. So he did a big event. You know, every cocktail had a little bit of extra thrown onto it. You know, the funniest, I think the funniest thing in there was that they had a guy come in and do harmonica lessons, and you pay $20 and you get this little like $9 to $12 harmonica, and he'll teach you how to play and give you some cheat sheets and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. I kind of did that, goofed around, but I got to say, man, the whole event was really cool. They had so it was the Cigar Box guitar festival. Basically, it was a bluegrass and cigar festival. And I'm telling you, man, it was a really cool time out there. Really good day.
that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pick our winner for the Claremont Steep. Let me get to the damn thing. Let's draw. We got. Let's go. Let's see who it is. Oh God, it's Steve. Oh. All right. Good job, Steven. Stop sharing. There we go. We're back. We are back. Back again. All right. So, sorry, there's a lot of shit going on.
Oh,
Okay.
that's very.
What ASM did you pour, Marshall?
Foggy Burl from Redwood Empire.
Of course you did.
I'm telling you, man, this stuff here, I love this bottle. I know you guys aren't the biggest fan of it, but I'm telling you, I love this. This is so good.
I haven't had it.
Really? I'll make sure you get some. I'll make
Yeah,
sure you, well, so keep in mind, it's let me pull you some stats off the bottle, right? So it's a blend of 7 different malts. It's 100% malted barley, toasted and char level 3, batch number 1, 94 proof, right? The drawback is it's $100 a bottle. Like that's the part that kind of sucks. This is 60, maybe $65 whiskey that I paid $100 for. I like it personally. Am I going to buy another one? No, I'm not. But I got to be honest, like for what it is, for this being a mostly new oak, or is it? Yeah, just toasted and char level 3 on the casking. It hits in a kind of a bourbon-esque sort of way, real dark, chocolatey, a little bit of black pepper in it. I absolutely love it.
The funny thing is, I think it's way more bourbon than this one. This one is actually fairly malty.
So Stephen Stove lives in Scotland, and when I sent him a package, it didn't have samples in it. Obviously, I don't know if I can send liquor to the UK, so we are going to roll again. So let's do that again. So we are going to draw again with whoever's here. Thank you, Steve. I will make sure you get something. Major Zero. Okay. All right, Major Zero. I didn't share screen, did I? No, I didn't. So that was just for me. Thanks, guys. Major Zero, you won. So just to let you know, Major Zero. So yeah, what I will do, you guys, Seaway and Major Zero, I probably have all your stuff, but shoot me an email anyway, so that I can get your stuff, and we'll go from there. So you were saying, how was Indiana?
That's Memorial Day weekend, but coming
That's
up.
not right now.
Coming up.
All right, so we got one more coming to the stage, all the way from Canada. He's not even there.
Dude, if
That's good
I was
stuff.
gonna say if he pops up from below the
Be
bar,
live.
like that would be awesome.
Should have just came up.
You should have
You
dipped
didn't give
down.
me any warning,
got
man.
left.
What are you talking? Like, I got time to run out and get some water. I'm here.
No, go get water. It's fine. We're good.
No, man,
We're good, brother.
I got my little eyedropper thing rolling here.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I was trying to figure out what to drink with you guys because the only American single malt I have now is in the mail, so I had to pick something else out.
What'd you pick up?
I was down in Quebec City last week. Got some Ardent American 8005 23 cast strength. We're gonna go with that, but I haven't tried it with any water, so I figure I'd shoot up and shoot it down a little bit with you guys. But that's it. And then whatever the Shaman sent me in the mail.
I mean, I'm going to send you a bunch of shit because if I'm sending one thing to Canada, it's a bunch of shit to Canada. We'll see if
No,
we can
man,
make it.
I got you covered. You're sending it to Ogdensburg. I can just skip across the water and get it.
Okay, cool. So if we're all drinking, well, that's not even. Never mind. See, I'm dipping into samples now, guys. Oh God.
I have so many samples to dip into. It's insane.
Okay, Jordan. How about this Copper Fox
8 or 9
ASM port style finished?
This label is so hard to read with lights.
Absolutely.
But okay, so you want to get into it or you want to hear about it first?
Both. Well, I'm going to do both, but yes.
All right. So,
Sorry.
Copper Fox out of Williamsburg, North Carolina, Virginia. Williamsburg, Virginia. They are one of the first and few distilleries with a floor malting facility that malt their own barley and their own kiln where they smoke the barley or dry it, one way or the other. They do the barley that they use is specifically grown for them. It was developed by Virginia Tech for them specifically. So that's kind of cool. They use a progressive medium for smoking the barley of local fruit woods. So anything local to them, like a fruit tree, and I don't remember off the top of my head what it is. Applewood, cherrywood. That's what's in this particular one. I think they have some other ones as well that they do. But they smoke to approximately 12 to 18 ppm.
Okay.
Then it goes into a used barrel. And then inside of that barrel, charred apple and new oak wood chips go in.
Wow.
So then after its initial maturation in that barrel, then it got transferred to a port style barrel. I'm assuming they call it a port style because it was made somewhere where it's not called port where they make it.
Right.
I don't know enough about the wine industry to know that port needs to be made somewhere specific to be called port.
Yeah, it needs to be made in Portugal. So
there you go.
Or
Makes sense.
the title needs to be able to be given. So you can make port wine, not in Portugal, but there's only like 2 other regions in the entirety of the world that you could actually make it, and that's because they grow the same variety in a similar climate.
Okay.
Yeah, that carries over multiple styles of spirits.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, champagne, cognac, Armagnac, all of that stuff has very specific where it needs to be made to be called that.
All right. Seaway, what are you getting on your glass? I know we're all drinking different shit at this point, but
some Ardent American cast strength. I don't have any American single malt yet, so
it's
working
fine.
on some Ardent American cast strength. I don't know if you guys have ever had Ardnamurchan. It's a newer distillery. I mean, we shouldn't be stealing it from the bourbon guys here. Anyway, Scotland, Upper Highlands there, with Northwestern Highlands. It's a neat little distillery, and yeah, my big thing with them is I'm in the logistics industry, so they've got like a little thing on the back here, like a QR code. You can go in and where the hell's my camera? You can go in and look at the QR code. It'll tell you everything about that bottle, who ran the still that day, who was there present during the fermentation process, how long the fermentation process was, where they got the barley from, who malted the barley, how much ppm was there, what the breakdown of casks was. It really gives you an opportunity to nerd out for sure on it. And they have 2 releases that we can get in Canada. The normal AD release, which is primarily ex-bourbon and a little bit of sherry cask influence. And it's only about 25% of its of the barley is peated. In the cask strength version, 95% of it's peated barley, and heavier focus on the sherry butts versus the ex-bourbon. So from one to the other, this one here is much more in line with me. I'd say it's somewhere around the 40 ppm range, and it's got a lot more character to it as far as fruits and whatnot there. But yeah, 58.3 for this batch.
Woo.
Super good.
Awesome.
So you said this about the QR code on the back label.
Mm-hmm.
I literally just had this conversation with somebody last night. I think that is absolutely one of the coolest things and I think it should catch on, and every distillery should do it.
100%.
I think I like it because it takes no space. It costs nothing, really. And if you're a nerd and you want to know, you can scan it. If you don't care, you don't have to scan it.
Absolutely.
They don't have to. It goes right to a page. Nobody has. It's a fantastic idea, and I would love to see that catch on everywhere.
Absolutely. It just adds to that transparency and makes you just that much more comfortable with what's coming to you and what you're purchasing. 100%, Jared. Yep.
So Diageo, if you're listening, that'd be a step in the right direction for you guys.
Absolutely.
They're horrible.
I will tell you.
No, they are.
Oh God, yeah, they don't want to tell you shit. Like,
Nothing.
You're like, what is going on?
And I mean, the silly thing about it too, with Diageo specifically on special releases and cask finishes and stuff like that, and cask strength releases, is they charge you such an egregious price. This bottle right here in Quebec, I got this for $107 Canadian for cask strength. Like, I think it was 2006, maybe 2016 was the oldest whiskey that was in here. But I mean, like, you get that plus all the information, and from a distillery that's up and coming, and I mean, you go check out any of the Oshawas and stuff like that. They've won like everything in the new category for the last 5 years. And I don't understand how you can take a 11-year-old Talisker, tell you nothing about it, add color to it, and charge you $150 USD for this random Talisker, where you can get something just as good for what's that, $58 USD maybe for you guys? Like, it'd be
well, and better because it isn't colored and it isn't filtered.
No. Yeah.
So, and it's probably not at 46.8% either. Or is the special release at cask strength?
The special release, I believe they say, I don't think they say it's at cask strength, so it would probably be higher proof or whatever, higher strength or barrel strength or something, whatever they call it. But I can't recall exactly what it is, but it's less than 50% anyway. It's like 48.7 or something silly like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The nice thing about these guys here is they date everything too. So it's 05/23. So what's that? May of 2023. This bottle was put there. They made this bottle, and doesn't matter. Like, you can go get anything from this group, or you can go get another date category. You scan that QR code, it's going to tell you you've got bottle 1 of 5,000, yada yada. Like you said, Jeremy, it's definitely good transparency, and more distilleries, especially younger distilleries or distilleries that want to make a mark on the craft market, should definitely be following it, because it's just so economical. It's cheap and accessible.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. And if somebody with a wrench in the comments could post everybody's links, germs and Marshalls and CYs, let's give them some support as well. But yeah, no, I mean it's amazing what these people are trying to do. Like it's just I don't know. It turns the industry on its end when you got people like we're talking about, like Jim Beam trying to make a single malt and saying that their shit don't stink. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's like these guys over in Scotland have been doing it for a minute and they know what they're doing. And even the newer people in there know what they're doing because they have the heritage of it. It's probably a closed down distillery that they reopened, all the shit they found an old recipe or some shit like that. So it turns into like it turns into a thing where you're like, okay, what are we doing? Why am I paying $100 for another Ardbeg, a 3-year-old Ardbeg that's coming out? It's like it hurts my heart. I love Ardbeg. Don't get me wrong. I love Ardbeg, but at the same time, they come out with a freaking release every 3 months, every quarter.
Oh yeah,
And
quarter.
it's like it's wee beastie on steroids. They put it in a freaking old wash tub or some bullshit like that. They ran it through a circus tent or some shit. I don't know. I don't even know what they do with it. But it's just not great, I mean, like if they would do something, if these bigger distilleries would do something with their whiskey and turn it into like, hey, this is a cool one-off of our original, you might like it. That's one thing. But to have 8,000 releases like Highland Park, I love Highland Park, but they release so many different whiskeys that you're like, I don't even know what the hell that is. Like
Yeah,
what is that? So,
and how can it be that much different to where it should be a unique release? I mean, sure, I get it. Like, they're going to be different a little bit, but when you're releasing that many,
yeah.
No, I mean,
at
you look
some
at
point in time, they repeat.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at the Ardbeg Spectacular this year for the release of the Festival of the Islands for Ardbeg Day. They've released it last month. It's come out. It's port cask finished. Well, that's pretty much it. Like they haven't done anything too special about it. So why should I have to pay $250 for a bottle when all you've done is bought a couple of port casks from some random bodega that quite frankly, you're not telling me anything about. So I don't know if they're good, bad, used. How tired are those casks? I don't know. I've heard them compared down to I think it's a Talisker Port Rain, which is like a whiskey that's from Diageo, and it's probably been released as a mainstay. At least you guys get it in the U.S., so we don't have it in Canada, but it's a mainstay in the core range of Talisker for the last 4 or 5 years, and I think it's $70, and people are saying that Talisker is better than this Ardbeg. Why do you release so much? And I guess they're the kings of marketing, and I think that's part of it. I mean, like nobody knows about these guys. These guys are up and comers, and I mean they should know about them. Ardnamurcans, it's Adelphi, and I mean you talk about trailblazers. Adelphi's an independent bottler. They buy casks from everybody else. Quite frankly, I don't know the whole story behind it, but they probably just got fucking tired of buying shit.
Well, they were probably
they
were probably running into issues buying stuff, and prices when they wanted to go buy a cask, prices went up, doubled, tripled, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've seen it in other independent bottlers. The prices are just climbing. I mean,
Yeah.
you brought up Ardbeg. SMWS has got a 16-year-old Ardbeg on the shop. Came out months ago. There was only, I don't remember the exact numbers. I want to say 62 bottles available, right? There's still 40 something bottles available. They want $740 freaking dollars for it.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
What?
Yeah. No. I'll get Ardbeg 10 all day long.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's true. And know it's reliable and know that it's good and know what you're getting into. No, man,
So-
I'm working through like the core range of Ardbeg for my channel. I just did the last night. And I mean, I had a couple of committee releases. I had the Ardcore and I had the Heavy Vapors. And I'm telling you, the core range just kicks the living shit out of all these special releases every time.
It
But
really
people
does.
still buy them. So they're going to keep making them.
Nice.
So
And Randall, by the way, I forgot to tell you the proof on that Copper Fox. Have you finished it off yet?
Yeah, it's gone.
It was 66.75.
Yeah, I feel that now. Yeah. I want to shout out Sugar Kitty. She is whatever.
Awesome.
Again. posting everybody's shit on here. Like
Yep.
it's awesome. Iceman is here. So
Hey, yes, man.
okay, let's move to bourbon. Is everybody ready to move? I saw, Jerm, you had a pretty good amount in yours still.
Yeah, it can sit. It's fine. I don't have to drink it all.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, if you guys know me or if you've seen any of my videos or any of my bullshit, I love bourbon. Don't get me wrong, I love bourbon. But like I tried all 3 of the 23 releases of the barrel proof of Elijah Craig, and I thought they all kind of sucked. I'm sorry. I thought they all kind of sucked. So I have an Elijah Craig single barrel with the tater sticker on the back. It's a private release from Mission Trails with Wine and Spirits, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh, we all.
It's a
You got one
9-year-old
too, Marshall. Nice.
9-year-old barrel proof at 132.4, 66.2. So here's the deal.
I got a 10-year at 120.
And I have a 10-year at 125.7.
And see why you don't have a Elijah Craig.
No. Close thing I
Yeah,
got is
Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace.
I mean,
That's close.
that's
It's
close.
close. It's made out of corn. It's fine.
Yeah. It's there. It's there.
Oh, wow. Is it really? That's the same proof. Huh. I also have A122 that I haven't finished off yet.
Wow.
I
That's
mean,
been around
whichever
for a
one
while.
you want to do.
Yeah, it's not that
I'm
good.
doing this single barrel. No, it's not.
So I'm breaking a little rule. I don't usually open a bottle if I have 3 of them sitting on the shelf, but this is a friend of mine's liquor store. He did this pick for his 10-year anniversary. He picked a 10-year ECBP. And I know he's asked once or twice what I thought about it. I got another pick of his down here that I've had for 6 months, and he asked me several times what I thought about it, and I haven't opened that one yet either. So
Ooh. Orange zest and peanuts. What I expect from an Elijah
Okay,
Craig.
so yeah,
That's-
Elijah Craig in itself.
which pick,
is
Sugar?
much like Buffalo Trace, you know.
Smells like bourbon.
It tastes like bourbon.
It really does.
Mhm.
So, what do I have here? I have another sample bottle of the EC single barrel 9-year 132.4 proof. I'm going to pour that up, and we're going to do another giveaway. I'm trying to make it interesting for you guys. Like, seriously, like, you can have a bunch of whiskey dudes talking about whiskey and how it sucks all day long, but like, if you're not drinking whiskey with us, what the hell are you doing, right?
Right.
So
So
I didn't overfill it, so good on me.
I'm going to let you get your giveaway thing going here, and then I want to kind of
No,
circle
it's fine.
back to your one of your original questions.
Go ahead.
So you asked originally or early on in the stream what thoughts were on why hazmat is so popular or why barrel proof is so popular. And since we've been talking about Elijah Craig barrel proof here, I think it's a twofold thing. I think a lot of the comments were pretty correct. There's a FOMO thing. There's a and I don't mean to sound condescending, but entry level whiskey drinker that chases what everybody says is popular. And I see the problem with that is the people that are saying it's making it popular because they're saying good things about it. They have been drinking whiskey for at least a while, right? So you get a newer whiskey drinker that doesn't know and gets 130. What is yours? 132 something. They're gonna hate it. I'm sorry, they're gonna hate it. If they're not used to drinking anything over 40% or 45% or maybe even 50%, and they tap into a 132, they're not gonna be happy. And they'll get there. It will happen, but it's going to turn them off to a certain thing. But so there's FOMO on that and that aspect of it. The other side of that though is people like us. We want unadulterated stuff in the bottle. We don't want you to run it through charcoal. We don't want you to run it through a chill filtration. We don't want you to add color to it. We don't want you to play with it. We want you to dump it out of the cask through a cheesecloth, put it in the bottle, and sell it to us.
And in some cases, you can skip the cheesecloth.
Right? Yeah. I mean, if I got a little chunky stuff floating on the bottom of the bottle, I'll be all right with that. Little barrel candy, chew on it for a little while. But I think the answer to your question is definitely a somewhat of a twofold answer. There is people out there that genuinely like 140 proof and higher. I don't chase it. If I see one and it's something that I already want, cool, and it ends up being hazmat, awesome. But I do like the cast strength stuff because then I can play with it. I can put it where I want it. Right. And enjoy it how I like to enjoy it without them telling me, well, this is where it's going to be.
Right.
Well, and I think there's a little bit of immaturity in that as well, right? There's like we're all, and I just put out a reel yesterday, literally talking about the same thing. The same man never steps in the same river twice. Kind of stupid to think about on the surface, but like we're not the same drinkers we used to be. We're not into the same spirits. I guarantee you what you're drinking now is not what you were drinking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years ago, right? We've all varied so much wildly that I'm drinking stuff today that I didn't touch 3 years ago. And I think part of the thing with the obsession with calf strength, especially the obsession with hazmat, right? That 140 plus, which I don't like that in rum. I sure as hell don't like that in whiskey. And I think a lot of that is, and especially it's the bros that like to chase that really like to be able to have that as a staple. And it's just something of like, hey, I've got it. Hey, it's something cool. It's kind of the fear of missing out, FOMO. It's there's an immaturity behind it. I look at this, right? I'm drinking 120 proof bourbon. I would rather have the 94 proof Elijah Craig in a single barrel than I want this 120 proof. Because this Elijah Craig does not do me any good at 120. It's not giving me anything else. If anything, I think it might actually be a little bit more harsh on the oak tannins and on some of the stuff, at this much higher proof point than it is at the lower one. So I think a lot of that just comes with the maturity. And I think, being that this hobby is an ever revolving door of people that get in and out and they chase it for a little bit. And then some people chase it for a lifetime. I think you just, that constant habitual, presence of that being there is just the influx of new people that we have all the time, which is healthy for the hobby. Maybe not necessarily for all of our livers, but it's helpful for the hobby.
Yeah.
So as much as I would love to see that go away, we kind of need it.
Yeah. And the industry as well. So, and especially if, we can, not we, like us four, but as a collective, whatever you want to call it, steer people into these not necessarily heritage brands, ones that they're going to make it, whether we buy their product or not, they're making it, right? There's no chance. But some of these other distillers that are doing absolutely banging stuff, and it brings this quality aspect to the whole industry. And if everybody, there's newcomers all the time, and if everybody can experience those quality aspects of the industry, the whole industry is better.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's right. And I mean, that's what I tell people, especially like bourbon to a degree too, for me, because I didn't start getting into bourbon. I didn't jump right into the middle or like the deep end. I got into the shallow end. I started with some Woodford Reserves and Buffalo Trace, and I'm working my way up. But I tell people the same thing with Scotch. It's like you can't just get into, you want to go out and buy an Ardbeg Ugadale, because that's what marketing tells you, and that's what all the YouTube videos tell you. Go and do it. You're not going to have a good time, bro. You're going to be you're floored. You're going to wreck your palate. You're going to ruin yourself for a while. Instead of stepping in and saying, I'm going to start with Wee Beastie or an Ardbeg 10 or whatever, and just working your way through that core range to see what you like versus jumping in, 100+ proof going, what the hell did I get into? I'm not enjoying it. Now you've ruined the hobby for yourself and you've blown a bunch of money.
The
What
people
did
that
I
are going to have the
do?
most fun, the people that are going to have the most fun in spirits, they need their own personal shaman to show them what to stick with and what to steer away from.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I've got several people that are a part of the rum community that are like, hey, I definitely want to get into some. I want to get some bourbons. To have, so when people come over, they're not looking at 400 bottles of rum. I have some stuff. What can I put in the collection that I'm not necessarily going to be offended to drink or that could be respected by somebody else. And it's like, cool, it goes both ways. Whether you're coming into whiskey, out of whiskey, it doesn't really matter. You need somebody to kind of help you give that direction. And if you're going just off of marketing, or if you know somebody who's going just off the marketing aspect of it, they're going to get screwed because they're going to look at brands like Proper 12. They're going to look at brands like what's the other one? I could run the gambit of everything made out of Kentucky.
Macallan, Ardbeg,
Ardbeg.
Proper 12. Yeah, Redbreast. Redbreast is huge on the marketing. And
so it's Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, Wild Turkey. I see the
not
marketing.
that there's anything wrong with any of those whiskeys except for one of them.
Proper 12.
It's there's things out there that are very quite possibly better for you that aren't spending the amount of money on marketing that some of these other companies are. And
okay, let's do the damn giveaway because
it's been running for a while.
No, we talk about it. It's ECSB, Elijah Craig Single Barrel, and Whitney's in the house. Another cancer survivor right there. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms. Which that's what we're here for. Obviously, we're talking shit and we're a bunch of dudes talking, but at the same time, we have a mother or a mother figure in our life that we love so much, and we want to raise them up this day. We want to make them feel special on this certain day. Who knows? I might do a Father's Day live. It might not be on Father's Day because I get some SMWS on Father's Day, hopefully. So I might be sitting down with some of that. So
I'm giving the mama of the house here a break. She's upstairs taking a nap because she had a trying weekend.
Absolutely. So I will tell you that to me, this Elijah Craig Single Barrel is very much similar to the barrel proofs that I've had. It's not great, it's not horrible, but it's not great. I'm gonna drink it because I'm not a bitch. I'm gonna drink it, but at the same time, I'm like, am I gonna search out for another one? Probably not. I'm not gonna waste it. I might put it in a couple cocktails or something like that, but it's not.
Elijah Craig works great in an old fashioned. It's simple.
Elijah Craig does make an old fashioned that is hard to beat, especially the barrel proof ones. They really make a good old fashioned.
I will give a recommendation on that. Right, if you're gonna do a barrel proof Elijah Craig, right, in an old fashioned, go one less dash of Angostura bitters, and I think you're going to be a little happier with it. Because if you get that really tannic, 9, 10, 12, 14-year-old Knob Creek or Elijah Craig in an old fashioned, that bitterness hangs on even through the sugar. So if you add a whole bunch of bitters, then all of a sudden you're going to realize your palate's drying out and it's just not going to be as good. So just one less dash on the Angostura. If you usually do 3, do 2. You normally do 2, do 1. Yeah. If you're a person, if you're a masochist and you only do 1, well, keep the fucking one you have.
That's a good tip for me, Marshall. Thank you for that. No, because I do enjoy old fashions, but I'm not a big bourbon old fashioned guy. So I'm definitely going to try that very shortly to make sure that it works. Because I think that's a good call for sure.
No, I've made hundreds of old fashions. I mean, in the summertime in Texas, it gets so hot. You need something with a big fat ice cube in it, and that's the best way to just. I mean, and it even works. You can even do rum old fashions in a similar vein, in a kind of a similar way. But
man, if I had somebody here to make me cocktails on a regular basis, I would drink more cocktails, but
Amen.
I don't want the ingredients. I don't want to buy all the ingredients all the time. I don't want to spend the time to make it. I'd just much rather open a bottle, pour it in a glass, and enjoy the hell out of it.
I'm hearing you more and more
Absolutely.
and more, Jared. That's me lately, and yeah, I got a couple videos coming up where I got to do some cocktail stuff, and I really enjoy that stuff. But then it's like, we're doing a Caesar video. I'm like, I got to go buy the Caesar mix. I got to go buy the Tabasco because I used all the Tabasco. It's like, or I just, we're gonna do our Demercan AD. There we go. Let's go.
Right.
It's
some of those ingredients.
That's who I am now. So
some of those ingredients you can't keep, like
no,
like vermouth. Is that what I'm trying to think of?
Yeah,
doesn't keep very long. What do you get? A couple weeks out of it, maybe.
You get a couple months to put it in the fridge, but then it takes up space in the fridge, and your wife complains.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Randall,
the Clamato stuff I got is like natural. It's all natural, vegan Clamato stuff. So I crack it, I make one Caesar, and then I got to give it away, or I got to make 50 more Caesars in a week because it's gonna go bad. Maybe not that much.
Welcome to the world of tiki, my friend.
What's that?
So Randall, I have a
Absolutely.
question for you. How many of those samples that I sent you do you still have left unopened that you haven't gotten into yet?
Quite a few.
Oh, okay. So do you have one that's got no sticker on the cap? It's just the black cap and no writing on it.
It says blind, have fun.
Oh, that's never good. That's never good.
And it's super light. Okay, so I want to get into that, but I also have these from Marshall. These are some rums, which, I'm the whiskey guy, so don't get me started, but like these are some pretty awesome rums, and I have another rum video coming out real soon. I just got to edit it. Editing is a bitch. I'm sorry, I'm not the best
you
editor,
ain't kidding, man.
and it's one of those things. Okay, we're gonna draw for this real fast. We have, I think, everybody who wants.
I would assume so. Yeah, we got, what do you got? 7 entries in there.
Yeah, funny. It's fine. Let's see who wins. Live from the patio.
Look at that. Comes in, wins.
So you will be getting, let me get back to the damn thing. You will be getting, no, let's do the thing here. Yeah. Not me. I don't want to be big. How do we do this where I'm not big? I don't want to be the big guy. That's weird. Anyway, you will be getting what are you getting? Oh, Elijah Craig. You're getting the single barrel, Elijah Craig. Okay. Whee. So, Marshall, I'm scared of rum. I'm just telling you right now.
It's easy.
I got a rum sample pack from Whiskey House Pub House. Shout out them. They're another podcast that's out there, and they're doing some cool stuff. And I felt like it was super safe, like bourbon finished, like just really nice rums. Like all the rums were really nice. They weren't real funky. They were just like, oh, that's sweet, and that's kind of like vanilla. It's nice. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm scared of these that say like Agricole and like Trinidad and what the hell?
Oh, I gave him the Trinidad 2002. That thing is an absolute monster of a rum. It's so delicious.
So there's Foursquare Touchstone 14 year as cognac.
Mm-hmm.
There's the La Maison Villar Trinidad. And then there's the Rum JM for Martinique Agricole. Mm-hmm. That's what I have.
Yep.
Okay, so I want to try one that's going to, for one, get the taste of the Elijah Craig out of my mouth. Because I'm not into that profile of the Elijah Craig.
What are you planning on drinking? What are you planning on drinking for the rest of the night? What's your next estimated kind of?
This is it.
Okay, this is it. Pour about half that sample of Touchstone. Save the other half for later, and that's going to be the easiest way because that's going to be 14 years So the Foursquare Touchstone is actually a very impressive bottle. I got it up here still.
And it's
This
very,
thing's not going to last long. So
my opinion is Foursquare is very safe for a whiskey drinker.
yes, this is one of the safest for jump and ship from whiskey to or from basically from bourbon to rum.
I don't care about being safe though. That's the thing. Like,
Oh, trust me.
I want to get punched in the mouth.
Drink a little bit of this, and then we're going to jump over to the Trinidad, and that's where you'll have an out of body experience.
I mean, it. Okay, so Seaway, do you do rum at all?
Nothing like that's not majorly produced. Like Bacardi,
Okay.
Goslings, Havana Club's big up here. That's it. I'm not into the rum yet.
Okay.
Havana Club is that's going to be Jamaican, isn't it? Or is that?
No, man, that's Cuban. That's Cuban
So
for
here's
us.
the thing. If he's in Canada, he's getting the authentic Cuban. And if you see the 11 year, the 11 year is phenomenal.
The 11-year-old Havana Club, yeah.
Just the 11 year. Everything I've had from their lineup has sucked except the 11 year.
I've yet to have anything of theirs neat, so I should definitely try that 11. Let me just write that down.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is super. I don't know how to say it. It's like it's vanilla, but it's like a fake vanilla. Like it's super. Like
there's a little like. Well, it's like a Laffy Taffy candy that has vanilla on it. It's exactly what it is. Smell it on the nose. You're going to get a little pencil eraser. You're going to get just a smidge of like an acetone or nail polish remover on the nose, especially if it hasn't breathed in a while. Then when you get into the palate, that's when the flavor really starts to blow up on that mid to back palate. And rum is almost always going to hang out on the back palate far more than it does on the front.
Oh God.
So
did we go away?
Oh my God!
We're back. Okay.
Rum is so hard to describe sometimes.
Yeah, and
especially when you're first getting into it. Like I'm searching for words.
Sugar Kitty. The difference is the Havana Club that we get in America is made in Bacardi because of the embargo that we have against Cuba. In Canada, the Havana Club they get is actually from Cuba. And to be honest, they're both a very similar style, except Bacardi doesn't really like Bacardi has like a six-man team for all of their blending across everything that they do. And I'm gonna be honest, they put the new people on the Havana Club stuff, and then once you serve your time in the tasting room and shifting barrels and loading totes, then you get up to actually working on the Bacardi products. So take that for what it is. But yeah, there's Havana Club being made in Bacardi in Puerto Rico, and then as well as that, Cuba.
The real deal in Cuba.
Mm-hmm. Well, the problem is just like
the communism. I swear to God.
No,
just like cigars,
they've ruined their soil. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know. That's so interesting. Like it's very super sweet, which I get.
Yeah.
But like it's also
no added color, no added sugar, nothing, no additives whatsoever.
It tastes sweet though. Like, and maybe that's what I'm expecting with a rum, right? You want your rum to be sweet, I guess. But at the same time, it like has this like backbone of it's like vanilla bean. Like if you break the vanilla bean, like it's that, and it's like super good. Like I'm excited to get into the rest of it, but like that's really all I get on it. Like it's there's not a, which of course coming from a whiskey background, it's one of those things. But I don't know, it's very not disjointed, but like I can't pick out the nuance of it. I guess if that makes sense.
You
like,
gotta.
I can pick out A and B, but I can't pick out C, D, E, and F. Like I pick out the high notes, but not the low notes. Does that make sense?
I'm sure it's kind of like the same as whiskey. Would it not be, Marshall, where it's really based on cask influence and everything else? Or?
Rum is substantially harder to drink than whiskey. like substantially harder. I mean, like, here's the deal. I don't want to come off as some weird, douchey, braggadocious person, but like, obviously, if we take a look at the blind sample challenge, obviously, I must know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Just a little bit.
Here
Not
we
much,
go.
a
Here
little
we
bit.
go.
Whereas this man over here, this big man over here, has decided to graciously drop out of that competition to let somebody else have the sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, just kidding. Anyways,
Okay.
drinking whiskey.
Okay.
Drinking whiskey is a great thing, but I'm going to tell you right now, drinking rum is far more challenging because, first and foremost, rum, just in being what it is, a sugarcane spirit, has a much wider range of flavor, and it has deeper, richer flavors. Personally speaking, from me looking at it, just objectively looking at it across the board, a wider flavor portfolio, deeper flavors, richer flavors, longer finishing. Almost all rums have longer finishes than whiskey, outside of maybe Islay Scotch, and that's just because that peat hangs on that back palate for so long. I can get cheap rum that hangs on almost as long as that. The really good rum will sit there for 30 minutes. But it's the same time, like, this being, $150 a bottle, this isn't cheap at all. Like, $150 for anything. I don't give a damn what you're buying. That's not cheap.
Yeah, what category doesn't matter. 150
exactly. So this is going to give you a lot of the I wanted to ask you about that too, but the way the Foursquare does it. If anybody's ever interested in a Foursquare product, it's made by Richard Seals. He does Dorley's, Real McCoy, Old Brigid, St. Margaret's Row, and Foursquare. The white labels are the exceptional cask releases. And all of these have no additives, no color, no sugar, no nothing. If it says X bourbon and X cognac, that rum spent its entire life in those casks. He does not finish anything. It's in PX, it's in Oloroso, it's in Embriana, it's in whatever it's in there for the entirety of its lifespan. And honestly, a lot of rum producers are going that route because they feel like it's a more genuine kind of experience. It gives you more to play with. Now, that's a molasses-based column and pot combination, so it's a solid product. It's a really good rum. I'm going to be honest, though. I've got to the point now where I'm no longer going to be picking up the Foursquare Exceptional Cask releases. This is my last. Like, once I finish off this one, I'm probably not buying any more of them. And it's just because at $150, I can get two absolutely stunning rums coming from all the other independent bottlers, whether that be Holmes K or Blackadder or Raising Glasses. These are all brands I imagine you guys have had pretty extensive experience with at this point now. But this is two mainline bourbon-esque, bourbon fanboy kind of runs, which is if you're looking for a way in, every brand that Richard Seals works on is fantastic. Every one of them is going to hit every note that you kind of know and love in bourbon, and it's just going to give you that little bit more on the back end. But if you're finished up with this one, I'd love to move on to that Trinidad and see your reaction. But I do want to recommend you take the La Maison de Valliere Trinidad 2002. Make sure you have a couple of good drinks of water before you get into that one. Wash that Foursquare down your gullet, and then move over to that one.
No, we're good. We're good. I'm gonna get one.
So I don't have the same Trinidad because.
Oh, but you still got a good one.
I'm not bougie enough to have that Trinidad, but I do have a Trinidad here.
That Trinidad is. I saw that Trinidad sell the other day for $1,250. Not listed, sold for $1,250.
Yeah,
that's some bougie shit.
Holy.
Yeah,
I'm honored, I guess. Wow.
I mean, and the greatest part about it is I stole both those bottles. I mean, I outright fucking stole them in the store. So this is the bottle you're drinking out of.
I love the simplistic, cheeky, cheesy label. I love it.
Yep.
Because unless you know what you're looking at, you're gonna walk right past that cheap looking thing.
Yeah, looks like a diving logo or something. So hey, Shaman, what do you? What
looks like a diving flag.
Walk me through this. What are you getting? Whiskey guy drinking rum. What are you getting? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's whoa! What the fuck? Whoa! Okay. Whoa! Hold on.
I just broke the man's.
There's your
I can't
punch.
document the experience now.
Give me a second. Whoa, hold on. Shit.
He's saying
Okay.
double.
Yeah, I just broke him. Don't worry. Give him
No,
like 5
it's
minutes
fine.
to come back to reality.
It's a dangerous game playing
Okay.
with Marshall.
It is. It really is. Now I got to go back to it because I'm like,
All
what
right,
the hell did I just happen?
let me read the back of the bottle real quick for you, okay? To celebrate the 5th anniversary of La Maison and Valier, has hand-selected the 2002 cask, there's the cask number, distilled on column stills, and this very old rum has been aged 15 years in a tropical climate in Trinidad, right? Before moving to Europe, being aged an additional 5 years. Its casking type is 240 bottles, all ex-bourbon cask, with the congener range sits kind of right in that medium to just starting to get into high ester. This is like the breakover threshold for being like, for me it's medium, for you it's super fucking high, right? And then it's at 63.1%, aged 20 years. And this bottle retails $350. I bought it for $35.
Shut your mouth.
In Trinidad or what?
$35. Because the distributor in Austin, so the distributor came in and he forgot to add the zeros when he was punching it into the computer system. So he sells it, puts it up there. So the suggested price should be, instead of $350, $35. Then I have its older brother, which is a 1998 distillate from Guyana, the Port Morant, which is a 200-year-old solid wooden pot still. Now, I didn't pour you this one because I'm almost out of this one. This is a bottle that I only pour in person now. This one here, 2 years in Guyana, and then 22 years in a port cask in Europe.
Oh, shut the.
You want to talk about rich and delicate and absolutely amazing? This is the kingpin of my rum collection. And it only, and this is the crazy part, right? That is only outshined by one tiny little sample that I have. And I'm looking for it now, and I'm not seeing it because I just moved my bottles around the other day.
Don't you have it like in some kind of cold storage locked case, need a fingerprint, retinal scan?
Yeah.
All that
No,
stuff?
because I'm pretty well safe because nobody ever fucking comes over, so we're good. So I'll say this, and I know you know who this is, Chris Trevino, the liquor hound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Owner of Saints Alley. Him and Roy Duff got me a 1 ounce sample bottle of authentic 1972 British Royal Navy flagon rum. This is what they would have poured on the ship to the sailors for their daily black tot. And I actually have this. This was sealed in concrete. Basically, it's a porcelain lined concrete container with a basket woven around it. And then it's actually there's another like a porcelain plug that they wax seal. And every few years, I think it's every 2 years, an allotment of those flagons get released. The last time I saw a flagon sell for it was almost $10,000 to a charity auction. And somehow Roy Duff and Chris Trevino got me a 1 ounce sample of it, and it's the most unique and wild and special thing I've ever had.
Okay, I'm going to stop everybody right there. Okay, so I don't know rum at all.
Mm-hmm.
This is the wildest ride I have been on in a minute. Like, I love peated scotches. I love smoky shit. I love, like, real dank, dirty bourbons. You know, like, I love all that stuff. This takes it to, like, an astringency that is, like, I don't know. It's like, it turns almost medicinal, and then it's like, no, it's not. It's really floral. And then it's like, no, it's not. It's really like herbal and like it's like almost like thyme or rosemary or something like that.
I think
It's
Marshall
so-
was right. It took you
like,
about
it's
5 minutes to
screw-
get back
it's
to
screwing
ground
me
on
up.
that one.
Oh no, I just
Absolutely.
spoke this man with. So
That
if
is
you want-
that's a normal reaction to that particular run. I remember having it. I don't remember my
Okay.
my exact experience, but I
and
remember
I also
being blown away.
I shattered Whiskey Franco with it as well. I ended his night. I made him stop drinking, and that's hard
Yeah,
to do.
what do you
Okay, well,
what do
I
you
mean,
follow it up with?
You don't. This is the last thing you have in the night because this
I mean-
and this you're gonna be in 15 minutes later. You're still gonna tell me that you taste it because you will. It's crazy.
No,
I need-
no barrel
I need
aged.
water.
So
I
take
need
your
water.
Oh my God!
You
Yes,
broke
that
me.
is
You
phenomenal.
broke.
And I have rums.
You broke.
I have rums in my collection that have denser flavor palettes than that. They're not as good, but they're denser than that. Oh, dude, yeah, that it kind of it's like you were spot on. It kind of wants to swing towards a medicinal cherry note, but then kind of comes back
Mhm.
into slightly herbal. But then when once those barrel tannins kind of hit you and lock into the back of the palate, it's just really nice, like overexpressed fruit and like peels and zest. It's amazing. It's a ride to go down that one.
Okay. Okay. So I'm feeling super generous right now because holy like that screwed me up. Like Marshall, I hate you and love you at the same time. And
I love
like,
getting that reaction.
what the hell? Okay, so what I want to
Oh,
do, I think I have it right here. I haven't. This is one extra. This is unopened sample bottle. I'm not doing rum. We're not putting rum in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off of my Infinity Barrel, which is a highly sherry single malt whiskey. It's not just Scotch. It's single malt whiskey. It has some of. Oh Lord! It has. Well, let me get my book.
It's an eclectic
I want
mix.
to talk about it.
You know,
It is. It is Andalusia white whiskey. Santa Fe Spirits Coyote, which is their white whiskey. Jesse from Stillet, if you know Jesse from Stillet, his liquid malt extract and his malted corn, 4 ounces of Cedar Ridge, 4 ounces of Abalor 12, 8 ounces of Modaset and Son Alexandria, 8 ounces of Westward Cast Strength, 375 mils of Glenmorangie Nectar Noir, 1 bottle of Bunahaba and Struador, 1
whole
bottle
bottle?
of yeah, absolutely. 1 bottle of Grainstone Sherry Finished, 8 ounces of Abalor 12, 2 ounces of Westward. I put more Westward cast strength in there. So it is a eclectic mix of single malts and scotches, and I'm going to do a 2-ounce sample of that because, like, I love you guys. And let me share screen. I'm sorry. Quit asking me. Yes. This one. Okay. Share. Let's go back. Sorry, my internet kind of sucks right now. So, and we're gonna do hashtag.
You ever looking to add anything cool to that Infinity that you want some really hardcore sherry notes? Grab some Tandu or some Glenfarclas. That's the most heavily sherried stuff you can throw in there.
I mean, don't discount Edward amount of
Yeah.
sherry.
Edward hits the sherry pretty hard. Yeah.
Good God, they hit sherry the likes of which nobody else does. It's dirty and grungy, but really phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
with you on that one. What the hell else did I have that was just like incredibly sherry? Oh, that Irishman 17 is
Oh.
incredible sherry. I mean, it is just serious sherry.
I'm pulling it off right now. Like, I don't know if I can pull it this.
I like that.
I might
Sugar
have
Kitty.
to do it when. God dang it.
But I'm still salivating, man. It hasn't stopped.
And
that
used
is-
engine oil, Sugar Kitty.
Yeah. Oh, I got a Specs Texas single barrel that's damn near black. Look at that one.
That's
The only reason
insane.
you see color right there is because I'm down so low.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like standing up to put it up. Yeah, no, I'm still salivating. I bet Randall is too.
Absolutely.
So this Trinidad that I
Okay,
had is
hashtag
considerably younger.
Infinity Barrel.
Well, so you've got a 14-year, right?
No,
Or
I
a
think it's a
7?
9.
Oh, it's a 9-year.
Oh, wait a minute. No, distilled 2008. So what is that? 11 years old.
Okay, so 10 to 11 years, and
Yeah.
this one's 20.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's 63%. So I don't know what your percentage is either.
Good question. Really?
I'm gonna let this run for a minute. Hashtag Infinity Barrel.
42.
Oh yeah, that's drastically different.
Yeah, Tamdu 12, Tamdu 15, Sugar Kitty, they're definitely heavily sherried and definitely very good. Probably my
I like
first
that
barrel
bottle
sherry.
of Tamdu. I think that's a cool bottle.
I do too. I really like them. They don't use tired casks. I can't say the same for Glenfarclas. You know, and Glenfarclas is good stuff, but I mean, I think they use more tired casks. Tamdu, they use definitely more active casks. And you can definitely taste that from the flavor that's imparted onto the spirit. And again, it's a long finish and very good and very rewarding.
Well, and then I've heard through the grapevine, which correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, but some of these distilleries aren't using casks that aged it; they're seasoning their cask with it. So they're throwing in a gallon, basically rolling it around on the floor, dumping it into the next cask, and then going on from there, or potentially leaving it in there and then just using it as a kind of a flavoring agent for mediocre distillate.
It's
Well,
a thing.
yeah, it's a thing for sure. I know I was talking to one of the guys at Glenfarclas, and they were saying that they're using more third and fourth fill sherry butts. And I mean, at that point in time, like they're taking it and shaving it down and trying to kind of squeeze every last bit out of those barrels because the barrels are expensive and they're using direct fire and whatnot. So they're trying to keep the price down. But you can definitely, like I've had Glenfarclas 105s from 3 or 4 years ago that taste polarizingly different than something I picked up just recently. And I can get behind natural color being off by a little bit, but the flavors profile should be just as intense. I would say, and when it's not, then you ask the questions and then you get those answers. You're going, okay, it's a cost thing, but the price of the spirit has gone up, so I get a little frustrated when I hear stuff like that.
I mean, my threshold on Scotch, if it's an Edwardauer, I'll go 100, 110, 115 usually. But honestly, I've actually had really good luck with these Murray McDavids. These little, I mean, this is Manic Moor Distillery, 44.5% in a red tawny port cask. There's no actual age statement on it, but it gives me everything that I like about a good finished, Scotch.
You
Nothing
have
crazy special. No peat.
you've enjoyed that bottle.
Yeah, I have
Jeez.
enjoyed this one a lot because I only got this
down
a
in the
month ago.
States. I had a buddy of mine pick a bottle up from Florida of Tomatin 14-year-old port cast finish. I think down in the States it's something like, I want to say like 50, $55. Up here it's almost 250. It's wild how crazy it is. But I mean, it's a really, really good bottle, very, very good distillate, and really, really, really focused on that. I think they do maybe 12 to 18 months port cask finish, but they're good port casks, and you can definitely taste the difference between if you took it versus like a Glenmorangie Quinta Reuben. You can definitely see the difference in the color, and you can definitely get the difference in the flavors that are imparted. It's really jammy. It's really strawberry and cherry-esque. And it's just a really wonderful, wonderful bottle. And I know you guys can get it pretty cheap down there. At least presumably at Texas should be able to get it or whatnot. But we picked it up in Florida at ABC Liquor, and it was great.
Joe, you're not
All
wrong.
my Canadian friends that are that are envious of me picking up the bottle, and I'm going, dude, it cost me like $70. It was wild.
Hey, made it work.
Absolutely.
I've had a couple of the Tomatins, and I wasn't overly thrilled with them.
No, the legacy of the 12 I could pass on, but the 14 I've I stand behind it. It's really, really good. It's
Okay.
really, really good. Yeah, the 14-year-old, the Portwood. Only if you're not into like really decadent, like you gotta be. It's like anything else. You gotta be in the mood for it. But
Yeah.
for a decadent sweet dram, it's the one that we go for here at the bar. I don't actually have it
Okay.
right now. My buddy Jake's got it on his bar. He's taking it home for the weekend, I guess. But no, it's a great
Well,
little dram
that'll-
for sure.
Yeah, nice. I have they got a sample box of 3 it's either 3 or 4 different little tomatoes in it. And I know the 14 is in there and the 18 is in there as well.
Well, the 18 would be. I haven't even looked at the 18 yet.
They're out of they're 1 or 2 ounce sample bottles of each one.
So everybody's talking shit now because I
Yeah.
spelled infinity wrong.
You forgot it, man.
Like, kiss my ass. Like, let's go.
You're supposed,
Let's
Brandon,
do
you're
the
supposed to say
thing
that
that's on
a
the
test.
screen,
You're supposed to-
like,
that's a test.
Do you
Fill
want?
in the blanks
Do you
and
want
let's
some
go.
of this or not?
Yeah,
That's right.
that
That's
rum
right.
really did it.
Follow along at home.
Like,
That's all we ask.
Lord, what is going on? Love you too, Loktar, but still, it's like, what the hell? Yeah, that rum screwed me up. I'm not gonna lie, it did. It did. That rum.
It's a mind-blowing experience, isn't it?
Marshall made
It
promises
really is.
and delivered.
Oh, and trust me, I've got like
Absolutely.
3 bottles here that I could. Oh, I'll put it this way: when I went up to Andalusia yesterday, I brought a 4-year-old African rum, and I had Ty and Andrew like on their knees, like they could not believe it. It was hysterical. And to put them guys out, yeah, that's impressive.
When Moose is ready to drop that, I saw he had some in a bottle the other day. I don't know if that means it's getting close to being ready to
He's sending
bottle.
off the competition.
Yeah,
hmm
but
It's-
I don't
it's
know
got-
if that
it's
means
got
it's
another-
close to bottling or what. But I want it when it comes out.
I'd like to see that go for. I'd like to see it in the barrel for at least another 4 or 5, maybe 6 months, because I think imparting a little bit of Texas and a little bit of summer into that barrel, it'd be. Plus, on top of that, he's got it on bottom row, so
So it's the coolest spot in the house. Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Whatever the hell this is called, I don't give a shit anymore. Infinity, whatever. Like, shut up. I
Spin the
hear
wheel.
you.
Let's go.
Let's go. Somebody's winning something. Loktar.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations,
You're
Loktar.
Infernity.
Infinity.
You destroyed
Hey,
the
we're
man.
back
You
to the
teared him
first
down,
part.
and now you're taking his loot. Good for you. Jeez.
Yeah.
Congratulations there, Loktar.
Yeah, congratulations, man. Hey, listen, guys. Cheers to all the moms out there. I'm all drammed out. I gotta get up. Mrs. Seaway's banging on the stairs. I can hear her through the floorboards here, so
Oh,
I've got to bow out. But have a wonderful day, guys. Great talking to you. And yeah, I'll see you guys over on Instagram and YouTube and all that jazz. Cheers, guys.
Sure will. Cheers,
Love
brother.
you, brother. Love you, brother.
And Randall, I'll be looking for those samples in the mail in a couple weeks there, or a couple days, whatever. You let me know.
Absolutely.
Cheers,
Absolutely.
my friends. Jared,
Later.
Marshall, be good, guys.
Cheers.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
So
Oh, he
Randy,
said he'll do a review on. Okay. All right, so we're gonna close this down because like it's getting weird at this point. I want to do this blind, have fun, but like I'm scared.
be clean
After
on
the
that one.
rum-
Be
the rum-
a clean palate on that one. Yeah, after that rum, you're not going to taste
Okay.
nothing.
We'll put that back. Me and you will do another video here soon, and I'll go through that. But
You got a lot of those
Dude,
unopened
this
yet,
is-
so I mean, we can do all of them. I don't
Yeah,
think I've
we
filled
could do
any
a
of those
couple.
bottles yet.
Infinity barrel.
What the? What the?
You are aware that's going to be
Hey,
in the
Lockhart,
for a while.
whenever you do that video with that thing, That's the name you need to name the video.
Yep.
Right there. Infinity Barrel.
Shut up. Shut up. No, I love you guys. This has been amazing. Like, I can't thank y'all enough. We
Cheers,
got
Seaway.
through Elijah Craig, which was pretty awesome. So, oh, he's a shenaniganator. Okay, well that makes a lot of sense then. Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of these things like you get going and you're like, okay, cool, we're going, everything's going good, and then shit gets off the rails. You start drinking rum, like what the hell happened there? Anyway, I'm back.
This guy right here. That's what happened.
No,
Absolutely.
no, don't you blame me.
Yeah.
Oh, Marshall.
He
Okay, I'll
comes
take
in
the
here
blame.
and he's like, all right, so when am I gonna drop the rum talk? And then strikes, and it's like, boom, there it is. And all of a sudden you're drinking rum. And then
Yeah,
3 months
Yeah.
later you got 17 bottles of rum that you didn't want to have.
yeah. Ugh. I don't know if that's gonna happen because like I've already got way too many whiskeys under the cabinet that my wife is like, what are all these whiskeys? I'm like, just chill, it's fine. It's a tax write-off. It's fine. Yeah, it's
It's a
hard.
write-off. It's a write-off. It's
But
okay.
it's a write-off, right? Yeah. No. I appreciate you guys for coming on here and hanging out with me. And if any of you, and this is a shameless plugs, but if you need to contact me, please go to Whiskey Shaman Podcast at Gmail. If you aren't following, liking, subscribing, doing all the bullshit that we do, I have like sponsors. Yeah, that didn't come out of nowhere, but that Motivated Barrels, you see them like right behind me, right there. And Z Smith Whiskey and Mixology. Please go check those guys out. They're doing amazing stuff with whiskey and whiskey created things. And if you want to support me monetarily, it's patreon.com/the Whiskey Shaman. I know it's bougie. It's it's one of those things, but these bottles aren't cheap. I gotta buy shit, and I'm trying really hard. So I appreciate everybody for being here and for sharing the love and talking bullshit. Like y'all are killing me right now. Anyway, Lockhart needs to go. I'm finna kick you out. No, I'm joking. Like, you guys are great. I appreciate it, and I have way more samples to go through. So I will get these samples out to all of the winners this week. I can't guarantee when, but this week sometime, and we will go from there. And I appreciate all of you. And until next time, you know what to do. Keep your spirits up.
Cheers, everybody.